All right, so it certainly isn't perfect, but I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. So this is the house that I put together. This will be the storage room. This is going to have these really tall windows to still let some light in, even though light doesn't technically travel. It's just aesthetically nicer, and gives us a couple of blocks to do some stacked storage, to do like a row of barrels or whatever. I've done the semi-translucent separating walls because I like that they separate the rooms in our brains, but not actually aesthetically, so it doesn't feel closed off or cramped in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I just remembered one or two little decorative touches we could also add. We do have these paintings that I nabbed last episode, so we could use those in a couple of places, like this wall here, not really doing much for us, so we can always add a couple of paintings. There's also if I move this torch over, we could do a thin painting here. I believe I believe we'll just go with that one. And maybe do another painting somewhere else. We'll figure that part out. If I could get like a teeny tiny one, that would be perfect. Like right here, there are a couple of really cool ones. This one would be really fun there. So, yeah, as you may have noticed in that montage, which I'm sure I've sped up at least a good little bit, just for the sake of it's really just a lot of work that I did. So you would have been watching for a very long time, had I not. That took me about an hour and a half to build everything out. So I do hope that that wasn't too terrible to watch. But as you may have noticed, I did a couple of things. I did plant. There, I placed a little quadrant of podzol so that the or dirt so that the podzol wouldn't spread, and then I put a 2x2 sapling set down so that we could get some mega spruce growth, which would be just very ideal. And aside from that, we also um, went through and decorated the outside a little bit. So in the front, I've got these little potted plants. Along here, I've got just some sort of messy, like not super well kept bushes. Towards the back here, though, since we've got the windows from the bedroom, I put in um, just a bee. Okay, I put in some nicer, more correctly kept um, bushes over there. Along the outside, we've got these trapdoors acting as shutters. And while, yeah, the build is a little wide looking on the outside, it doesn't look like there's a lot to it. It has a very comfortable feel on the inside, if you ask me. So this room here, we'll have our furnaces, we'll have a thing or two. There's not really a lot we can do inside at this stage. We'll mostly just kind of make ourselves at home with Farmer's Delight and our storage here, because most of the early game we're going to need a lot of space. So there's that space over there that has been slowly dying. What I'll probably do is once I do a formal mining trip is I'll go fill in that space, and then we will be able to use that space as sort of our industrial area. And that way it's also further away, so we're not going to have any of the effects that will possibly come from just having noisy machines around all the time. And that's basically the biggest effect that I can think of, is just the fact that it's constantly noisy. You may have also noticed that I made some diamond tools using the smithing table in the montage. It was just basically a matter of necessity. I was desperately running low on materials, and it's really, really kind of getting to the point now where tools are gonna have to be diamond, because we're not gonna be able to afford much else better, and we're not going to want to sacrifice our durability all the time. At least to me personally, I hate running out of durability on a tool and having to go swap it out, or kind of freak out and figure out what to do now. So personally, I like having the ability to go through and upgrade them just for that sake alone, just for the sake of convenience. So I've been planting, as you can see, a couple of crops. There's not really a lot that we need right now, but carrots and potatoes are always good. Onions are also pretty versatile for doing things like lettuce wraps. If I can get a hold of some cabbage seeds, we'll definitely plant those down. And industrial hemp never hurts. Never hurts, especially with how much industrial engineering or immersive engineering we're going to have to do. So let's get some storage set up. I would like to interest you in the fact that there is a slight curse, a very slight curse in this pack, and that curse is this mod called Expanded Storage. It's not a curse in a bad way, it's a curse in like the meme haha funny curse. So these are chests from Expanded Storage. They can go side to side, one on top of another, or forward facing. This I think was a meme on the Minecraft subreddit a long time ago, like maybe a year ago. Um, that long chest can't hurt you, but frankly, the double tall chest I find crazy useful. Um, so I've got these item frames that I'm going to put around. We're going to put some barrels down here, maybe some. There's a good chance that we'll have over here some item vaults from, or not vaults, some bins from mechanism, which there is mechanism in this pack. For those who may tell me, hey, go use the mechanism XYZ machine, it's way better. This is all that I have enabled in mechanism. Everything else has been disabled and hidden using JEI and CubeJS. So basically, the only reason I have mechanism is because I wanted power suits, and modular power suits is not out yet. So that's sort of the state that we are currently in. In the modded 118 realm, and so I'm just kind of taking it with stride, and that's the best that I can make of it. So I'm going to put my shovel away, and let's start moving some stuff over. Fortunately, all of the stuff is already kind of in a nice storage container for us. I'm going to, I think these only burn for a few milliseconds, so I'm going to just trash those extra carpets from the bedroom. Looks like it's starting to get nighttime, so I'll get ready to sleep here soon. And we'll go ahead and put down our storage crates, freeing them up for us to continue. All right. Well, I know that this was inevitably a short episode, but I have a lot of mining to do. And as you can see, we've already created quite a home for ourselves. We've got a nice little farm over here that's actually kind of blocked off a little bit. Our beautiful home, which, you know, it's not perfect. I don't love the floor. I need to do something with that. I'll probably do deep slate or smooth deep slate. But I've got all the storage set up. I ended up putting little stairs and slabs here to kind of elevate this up a little bit. So we've got our puny supply of metals. We've got our gems, dusts, gems and dusts and coals and stuff. All of our compostables. I don't think there's anything in here that's really not, except for the books, mob drops, building blocks, junk blocks. We're gonna get a lot more of these, and miscellaneous mod items. So yeah, I think so. I decided to do some mining and get some spelunking done. I went to that cave that I mentioned previously, and it was full of stuff. So you can see that quite a bit of my stuff has now been upgraded to diamond tier. That's because we can really easily upgrade just about anything to the diamond tier with a single diamond. So I've been doing that just to sort of help us progress without really causing too much effect to our diamond supply. And once I'm done cleaning up the mobs out here, because I was up a little bit too late last night, we'll be able to kind of take a quick look at what all I've gotten. So I spent about maybe 2.5 hours mining. We've picked up quite a few raw lead, silver, copper, tin, iron, and gold. And then we've got a handful of resources, about 6 stacks, 5.5 stacks of redstone. Probably not enough coal, to be frank, but you know, that is how it is. But several diamonds. I picked up some obsidian while I was down there. As you can see, we got a handful of resources, so I'll probably replace this floor between episodes with that deep slate that you saw. But I got a couple of other things sorted out as well. So I've been using a couple of the spare foods and food scraps and a cutting board from Farmer's Delight. This is the knife, and then this is the cutting board. As you can see, there's not really a lot to report there. And I've been using these to create strip little pieces of cabbage from a full cabbage head. And that has gotten me some mutton wraps using some onions. And then again, I think in the very beginning, there was a sheep or two I killed. There's also a handful of raw mutton in the refrigerator section of one of the village houses. If you guys remember, there was one of those that was filled with the fake campfires. So yeah, I haven't really been doing a lot of farming, to be honest, but as you can see, we do now have a new plant over here. This is a flax plant from supplementaries, and that guy will grow flax that can be turned into some variants of rope as well as string. So that means we can save our industrial hemp for hemp, and then probably also hempcrete. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, I think I like the look of hempcrete more than a large majority of blocks. And then lets me kind of save the rest of it for string. or save the rest of it in use of string. Instead, I can use flax. So flax is a 1-to-1 for string. So yeah. Now, I wanted to show off a couple of things before we get into the rest of this episode. I really thought that I would have enough building montage, but to keep it from being too ridiculously long and you just watching me completely silently talk about or completely silently build a house, I decided to trim down that video and come back and add a little bit more to the end of this episode. So we are completely out of space in this barrel. That does not surprise me. There are lots of natural resources in this world, and so as a result, we are already just donezo on the space. So there is a mitigation for this. If we look at expanded storage, one of the things that I really love about expanded storage is that it is one of the upgrade-based mods where you aren't going to ever be stuck with a certain tier on its own. You're free to upgrade at any point. So what I'm going to do is upgrade this to an iron tier barrel. Now I'm going to need a little bit more iron, so I've made a blast furnace to kind of help us out here. You'll see, like I said, 1 to 4 now instead of just 1 to 3, which is slightly more efficient. Not all that much, to be fair, but just a wee bit. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and craft what I've got stored up in here, and that is an enchanting table, because while, yes, this recipe is a pain point, remember, you can fortune ores, and that will get you extras. And so that's sort of the mechanic that I lean on in this pack a lot, is the fact that, you know, you have machines to process your ores, and if you fortune them, then you really don't need your machines to duplicate them. You just need your machines to more correctly process them in the first place. So that's sort of the mechanic that I go for, and I really have enjoyed it as a theory or as a concept. So, boom, you can see the little, what are they called? The metal strips that hold the sides of the barrel together have now been turned to iron, and we now have twice the capacity that we did before. We can also compress a lot of these things into crates, but for now I think we're good with what we're at. And let's go get an enchanting setup put together somewhere. I'm not really sure where, but I do have some spruce wood, and so I think I might try to do just like a little goofy setup of some sort, just to sort of bring it together enough with the supplies that we have. So we'll bring this over, and I think what I might do is just set up an enchanting area, maybe like somewhere outside for now, and then, like I said, we'll sort something nicer out going forward. But do remember that enchanting is just about the largest amount of magic that you are going to get in this pack, because this pack is a tech-driven pack. Although Elder Sign brought up a good point in the last episode of the Let's Play that I watched right before this this episode came out, and that is, can these be waterlogged? No, dang. And that is that the Embers mod from way back when, and I think it might actually still be actively ported and maintained, I truly don't remember, might actually be a really good fit, and I totally agree. I think that would be a really fun twist to this pack, would be to maybe play around with something like that. So I've got a lot of extra bookshelves from all the villages that we sort of raided. So I'm going to actually build a little bit more naturally with the shelving here, just because we can. We have the extra resources. So this is obviously a little bit excessive. But if I come in here, we have level 30 enchanting, which is all I really care about anyways. And because of all this excess that we have, I kind of want to do some fun stuff with like some, don't know why I didn't bring any with me, but some, here we go, some fences and some planks and some slabs with spruce to sort of mellow out the look that we're going with here. So you can already see sort of where I'm going for, or what I'm going for with this build. Ooh, lanterns would have been nice. I wish we had more iron to do more lantern stuff. We will get there at some point. One of the things about this pack is that it is absolutely going to promote that you go through and automate as much as you can. And so not only myself, but Elder Sign and a lot of other players have been going through and building up automated iron farms using either Create or vanilla iron golems as a mechanic, and I am 100% in support of that. I think that is totally fine to explore, you know, the necessary options to make the best of your playthrough. So definitely something that I love to see. I don't know why. It's just a lot of people kind of forget that these mechanics exist, and I'm like, heck yeah, go explore these options. You've got tons. Are we still at 30? Yep, we are. I thought so. Yeah, this is fine. I kind of didn't know what I was looking for when I built this anyway. So frankly, I think this is probably pretty close. Let's get some of this dirt taken out. In fact, I may replace the dirt with spruce planks. Again, we only have the standard vanilla bookshelf, so I'm trying to sort of mellow that out and naturalize it a little bit more. We will put that pebble back down, though. I love the environmental stuff that's added by Verdure between all the smooth dirt and the little pebbles. I just love them. I love little extra bushy decorations. If you couldn't tell already, that's sort of my jam nowadays with how I build. Um, I don't like what you're doing, so we're gonna not. And what we could do instead is just do that. I think that's fine. Again, I don't really want to like get overly meticulous about any of this stuff. I just kind of want to play with it and get something really simple put together. Like this is actually pretty dang good. Maybe plop a leaf there. And I'm going to call that done. Again, some lanterns would be great, but we don't have any. I believe I have an extra anvil that I found while I was exploring. I believe it was in one of the... it was either in a village home or it was in a husk spawner that I found while I was spelunking. But there is a damaged anvil that I'm going to toss over here just because it's good to have anvils in multiple places around your place. The more I look at this, the more I actually really like this. I really should implement this a little more closely with the environment. Maybe if I did something to sort of block off the natural flow. Like I look at this and I'm tempted to walk this way. Like this kind of looks like it doesn't fully wrap me around enough. So I might do something like that. I think that's going to help the appearance of this a little bit more. But I also don't want to cramp it up too much, so I think that's just fine. And then we'll toss the anvil down right there. And I'm thrilled. That looks great. So we have 25 levels. I think I might be able to squeeze another 1 or 2 levels out of our little collection of XP, what is it, nuggets of experience. So let's see if we can. Let's see what we'll get. And then let's go enchant with what little we have. Because if we can get either Silk Touch or more ideally Fortune, then that will help us on our mining expeditions. And if we can't, well, that's okay too. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I didn't think we'd get that much. But hey, at least we did get 2 more hearts. So there is that. So let's grab some torches so that we can A, have them around, but also B, block off some of the bookshelf connections so that we can drop down the maximum level of our, actually I will need those, of our enchanting table, and then we should be good to go. I may also start to kind of ever so slightly light up the shoreline over here. Not too much, just enough, you know. Again, I wish I could light this up a little better as well. I can sneak in some lighting around the back here and stuff, but not much more than that, really. I think maybe that one there, and if we did that there, that kind of helps. Really? You're not even going to give me a minute. They immediately started to come out of the woodworks. Wowie. Okay. Well, we'll sleep. That's fine. We'll sleep in the water even. All right, so let's see. I think we're going to need at least 1. Okay, 2. Okay, Cheapskate is actually great. That's not as great, but I will take it. What I might do, see if I can get even the slightest bit of fortune at any tier of enchanting. Or it might actually be worth looking into getting my sword enchanted. Cheapskate, sharpness. How about you? Efficiency. Well, let's see what I can get here. We'll see. Well, it's not Fortune 3, but I will take it. That isn't until level 30, but we at least do have that to look forward to, which is nice. So, I'm going to quickly grab our latest crop of sugarcane, since we are still trying to kind of build up a slight selection here. We've got our first tomatoes, which is always exciting. And I think I might go hit the caves again for those extra levels, because Well, frankly speaking, I do want them, and I want to get to that fortune level. And we also really and truly don't have enough resources, if you ask me. This may seem like it's quite a bit, but in all practicality, you will run short quickly, especially on coal, because if you'll recall, our current goal is to get ourselves a uh, large scale pressure chamber, and this pressure chamber is at least 3 by 3 by 3, and unfortunately, it is going to require a lot of air pressure, which is why we have uh, so many different quests along the way for getting air compressors, and that's why we stole 4 so far air compressors. But those 4 air compressors are going to eat coal in order to compress air, which is going to get, as you can probably imagine, pretty pricey pretty quick. So I am going to head back to the mines. I think might cut down a tree or two once I get closer. I enchanted a couple of things, hoping I could get better re-rolls at like the level 20 slash level 15 area. I did not have any luck, so I'm just gonna take my luck at level 30 for Fortune 2, because it's a guaranteed enchant, and I'm just going to run with that good luck. So I'm going to go mine, and I will be back. Actually, really quickly, I may show you guys what I've seen on this cave, because I did do that today off camera, and so I kind of wanted to show you guys. Oh no, there is a ferret in the oil. That concerns me a little bit. My friend, are you okay? So, I believe, I don't even remember where I headed down. Think it was somewhere over here that I hopped down. Um, you can see though that there's all this area where I've started to light up with torches kind of under over there, for example. So heading down, I don't believe this was the route I took. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh, I guess we'll make a route. That's fine too. But this goes all the way down to Deep Slate Layer, and ooh, that was spooky. And while I thought this was a spider cave, this is not a spider cave per se. This is what they call an infested cave, which is a part of Terralith. So this entire cave is actually a sub-biome rather than just like a decorated version of a standard cave. It's actually its own biome. So that's very cool stuff, and I think that makes for a very fun time going into this, because you see, like I said, there's just so much cobwebs, and there are a couple of extra. Like I saw a cave spider naturally spawn, so pretty interesting concept for sure. Looks like I missed an urn over there. Urns can sometimes drop ridiculously good stuff. And in the next update, I'm actually programming in 1 or 2 special drops from urns, namely. Ooh, nope. Well, here we can see the V-Tweaks feature kick into action. Just the 1 block, I guess. Um, but namely, they're going to be dropping Ender Dust on a very, very, very low chance, because Ender Dust is the only thing that you have to really work hard at to make yourself a Tempad. So if you can, on very rare occasion, get it from an urn, that gives you early access to a Tempad, which I think for some might motivate them to kind of keep on going and keep it from being grindy, and actually make it a little bit more exhilarating, because it's just a game of luck at that point. And I know that makes a lot of people really enjoy things more when there's like that, not really gambling aspect, but there's that, 1 more might be the one that I need to get somewhere. Because I definitely get that feeling, especially in quest-based packs where the quests rewards are random, where it's like, if I just do 1 more quest, I might get something huge, and I'm just going to sit here and continue to play. So I'm not trying to gimmick people into playing, of course, but I do think that if they're not having a great time with, like, moving around in the world, and they want a Tempad, but they don't want to wait until they get all the way into thermal, this will give them some earlier game access. So that will be coming in the 3.1.5 update, as well as a couple of very exciting mod updates as well. So yeah, I don't see anything major. I did want to point out, because I usually point it out in my Let's Plays, because I don't know why, but I've always been a pretty big fan of discussing ores and ore generation. We are using vanilla ore generation, and for our modded ores, we are using, there is aluminum from immersive engineering, and everything else comes from thermal expansion. So we have sulfur, niter, copper, or sorry, copper's vanilla now. That's so hard to think about that way now. But we'll have tin, silver, lead, nickel, and I believe that is it. So yeah, it kind of keeps everything pretty simple. It makes automating it later a little bit easier, because you don't have, 3 refined storage exporters dedicated to exporting your ores. You only need one, actually. There are some extra ores added by Beyond Earth in some of the other terrestrial planets, but we'll get there. And when we do, we're probably not going to get a whole bulk ton of it because I find that you never really need more than about a stack of any one resource from those other planets. So yeah, hopefully that makes it a little bit more fun for some to play, not having to worry about a ton of resources. Anyways, I'm going to keep on mining. You can see things are getting dark and kind of brooding. So I'm going to make the jump, and I'll see you guys in a bit. I've been digging around because I hear husks, which is a sign that there is a spawner, because husks are one of the most common variants of spawner. I don't know why. I never configured it that way. That's just how the data packs rolled, and data packs are a little bit uncontrollable in the sense that it's a little difficult to configure them. It's a little difficult to kind of get in there if you didn't write the data pack or a data pack extension, which is what this is. So we kind of just take it in stride. I don't love that they're all uh, don't love that they're all husks. Apologies, I completely lost track of the right words to use there. But hey, look at that. It is what it is. I believe there might be another one up there because we did get bombarded from above. And I do still hear enough husks noise to make me curious. So I'm going to pillar up. Maybe not. Maybe not. Nope, does not really look like it. Okay, well, fun stuff. This is neat. We actually found a skeleton spawner for once, so there's a nice little bit of variance for you. I'm probably going to leave this one intact and waypoint it. That way we have it going forward because we might need it, or we might want to extract from it and relocate it. We'll just have to see. We are getting a couple of fun little components. Hello, jerk. What a meanie. I was talking. Words. We are going to get a couple of resources along the way for pneumatic craft, so pretty fun that we're getting things like the programming puzzle pieces that will be used for programming your own drones, for example. Definitely pretty neat that we can kind of get into that already. Alrighty, so a significant amount of work later, and I think we are finally out of the cave, done and invested not only on levels, but also on resources. You can see we have a lot of resources in our storage crates, and a few more in the inventory itself. Not really all that much, though. So what I'm going to do is, I believe I stored up the stuff we need here. Let's get that Fortune 2, literally just Fortune 2. Before I combine these, I do want to see if there is anything else I might want to enchant. I may make another pickaxe really quickly, so let's try that. Maybe we'll get Silk Touch, maybe we'll get Fortune 3. I don't know. We'll just play it by ear. So let's get that pickaxe made real quick. I'll be right back because I think we're shy on a couple of iron. All right, let's see what's in store for us at level 28. Silk Touch at level 14, that could be fun. If I drop a couple of blocks down, I don't actually have any torches, so we'll just have to use a whole block here. At 28, we can get Efficiency 4. That might be worth it. I was really hoping to see, like, at some point, another Fortune 2 or Fortune 3. I might just go for Silk Touch because I really do enjoy having Silk Touch. So to me, that would be quite worthwhile. And what I may do is, I think I have an idea here. So we can do a couple of things here before we combine. Might make one more. I know I'm making a lot of tools, but might make one more diamond pick and just see where that lands us, because I think we might be in a pretty good situation to get either like one, possibly two really nicely leveled up and advantageous little tools. So let's see. And then I think we'll be able to call this an episode. So just as a recap, if you missed a couple of the previous episodes, and I'm going to go ahead and dump these here because I don't think we're going to need them for too much longer. What I've been doing to upgrade my tools and to make my tools is I've been making them usually at the stone level, and then I'll upgrade them to their tiers corresponding. So stone to iron, iron to diamond, and then let's go see at 26 what we'll end up with. So at some point in this pack, and I know because I've been playing for about a month and a half on a server with this same pack, this pack will get to a point here in a bit where iron will become like the more frequently used resource, and so we won't be afraid to use up our iron at all. So 26 for Silk Touch. If we do corner block and a block there, 26 for efficiency 3. That worked out in our favor. Great. Okay, so now we're at 23 levels. I'm going to dump them all into making these 4 pickaxes into 2 decent ones. I am not really sure what my route is going to be to do that. Currently, I'm kind of thinking that I want the efficiency and the unbreaking on Silk Touch, but I might actually prefer Cheapskate. I'm thinking Cheapskate might be better because Silk Touch will never be able to have mending practically because we won't get any XP from this. So I might do this and then this. And that gets me 2 decently fast picks. If I could get unbreaking on a book at some point, that would be just outstanding. I don't expect it. I highly doubt that that'll happen. But I'll fiddle with it and see what we can maybe figure out. All right. Well, I think I've got everything put away. I've got everything organized. I'm going to do one last thing before we call this an episode. It has been quite an eventful one, mind you. But I'm going to make at least 2 chests, probably just 2 chests to be honest. And we're going to make a hopper. And what we're going to do with the hopper is toss it. Let's see. Okay, Silk Touch there. And what I'll do is I'll put you here, put you there. So if I ever want to switch, I'll just switch them out like so. We will put a chest down here, and I'm going to crawl to line that up there. The reason I do this is because if you're smelting, remember you put a stack of raw ore in, but you're going to get 4 nuggets out per 1 raw ore, so you're going to get 4 stacks out. So it makes it a little bit easier this way to avoid accidentally wasting fuel or just kind of wasting time expecting something to process that hasn't processed yet. There's also Engineer's Decor, which offers a couple of things that we can use. So there's a small laboratory furnace. This is not too far off for us. And I believe this guy here can be used just as a standard furnace. So I may take some of the resources we're generating and go ahead and get one of those because I know that they are good. I haven't used one in a very, very long time, but the steel rod component to that is not all that terrible. So let's go ahead and get that in motion really quickly. Again, we're going to need another chest and another hopper, which we can do really quickly. So let's do chest, and we'll have that ready for the hopper, and then we're going to need I believe it was 7 rods, and we'll get the hopper ready. I'll probably also try to make another engineer's crafting table as soon as I can because I do like them a lot. Especially now that this pack has so few recipes that lag spikes from crafting are less likely because there's just not a whole bunch of items waiting to be, or a bunch of items that can be crafted. So it means that the lookup for an item's recipe output is a little bit quicker because it's just not nearly as many items in the pack that it could possibly be trying to craft. So that will get us a small laboratory furnace. This is not a quest. There's no motive to do this, except for the fact that there are 3 slots for fuel that automatically hop. So if I put like fuel here, it will conveyor itself into this slot, and then the same for item inputs. So for general smelting purposes, this guy will be our go-to. It says it takes power. I'm not really sure how so. I didn't realize that this guy took power, but if it does, I can't imagine it's... I want to say it still requires fuel, if anything. I can't remember. Again, it's been an absolute age since I've used those. I don't think I've used them since maybe 1.12. Like, it's been a minute. So yeah, looking through the vanilla quest line, there is not much else that we really need to do. We can gather a couple of more XP crystals from this, and then we might want to look into some bellows. I know when I was playing on the server, I really invested a lot into the bellow system because they are decently cool. So if we take a look at the bellows, not only is that a quest reward, well, a quest with no reward, but also they have a benefit here. So if I put this down, and ideally you would have gone down the right way. Is that the right way? Yep, okay. And we give it a redstone signal. So let's get a lever for now. That, oh, okay, that's a good point. Let's do it from below. Wait, that's gonna lock the hopper. Well, toots. I guess we'll just put it there. That's fine. So that is going to puff air into our blast furnace, making it a little bit faster. You can actually really go ham with this and have like a bunch of these, and that will work. There's nothing against doing that, and I personally really encourage it if you're gonna just kind of spend your first couple of well, at least week, I would say, if you spend your first week in this pack kind of working on decoration and building out infrastructure and doing some mining. If you're going to play like that, which is how I tend to play when I'm not playing in a Let's Play, then I would definitely strongly suggest making a bunch of bellows and a bunch of furnaces and building out like either a mini super smelter or just a nice little distributed system for smelting, because that will make it significantly faster, because you are going to be a long ways off from a faster smelting solution, to be completely honest with you. The next smelting solution you have is thermals, furnace heaters, which are a little bit power hungry. Mind you, they are still better than Create Crafts and Additions, which no longer has one because it doesn't have to. But nonetheless, it is still kind of a lifesaver to at least have a little bit of a smelting improvement. You can see we actually have locked our hopper still, so that didn't really do anything for us. But you can see what I mean about the fuel cost being wasted. I'll have to figure out a way to get this powered without getting that powered. I think this was one of the things that I ran into previously. In this space, at least, I think we're going to run into some issues. You know, I complained about the door, but we could just do this and then continue to treat this like a normal door, and I'll just leave this on all the time. Fun fact as well, this hitbox does not change, but the bounding box does. So you actually do kind of move up and down. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I do hope you guys enjoyed the second episode of the Let's Play series. I know that it was kind of productive, so hopefully you guys didn't feel like it was all that boring or unentertaining. And I completely forgot I had these, and now I feel like a big dummy. But hey, you know, it's okay. We're going to need a bunch of these as we go anyway. So I will see you guys in the next episode, and thank you so much for watching. See ya!